يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له له الحمد وله الملك يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير واشهد ان سيدنا وحبيبنا محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم عبده ورسوله. Truly all praise is due to Allah. We praise Him and seek His help, and we ask for His forgiveness. I bear witness there is nothing worthy of worship except Allah. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His messenger. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. O you who have believed, fear Allah as He should be feared, and do not die except in the state of Islam. أما بعد فإن الله قال في محكم تنزيله أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا بني آدم قد أنزلنا عليكم لباسا يواري سوآتكم وريشا ولباس التقوى ذلك خير ذلك من آيات الله لعلهم يذكرون. O children of Adam, we have bestowed upon you clothing to conceal your private parts and as adornment, but the clothing of righteousness that is best. That's from the signs of Allah that perhaps they will remember. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يحدثنا في هذه الآية عن النعمة بأنه أنزل علينا لباسا يواري السوءات الظاهرة وينبهنا إلى خطورة السوءات الباطنة. وجاءت هذه الآية في سياق الحديث عن قصة آدم عليه السلام. In this verse, Allah is reminding us of His blessing, and that one of His blessings that He descended on us and He bestowed upon us ni'mah, blessing of clothing that cover our bodies. And He's also advising us about the inner things that we need to hide or cover. The inner thoughts, the evil thoughts, the things that we're ashamed that people can see or know or feel. And He's telling us that the best way to cover the inner things that we don't want people to know is through the clothing of righteousness. And this verse came through the context of the story when Allah told us about the story of Adam alayhi salam, when He said in the verses before that, فَوَسْوَسَ لَهُمَا الشَّيْطَانُ لِيُبْدِيَ لَهُمَا مَا وُرِيَ عَنْهُمَا مِنْ سَوْآتِهِمَا وقال ما نهاكما ربكما عن هذه الشجرة إلا أن تكونا ملكين أو تكونا من الخالدين. Shaitan tempted them. He tempted Adam and Hawa in order to expose what was hidden of their nakedness. He said, your Lord has forbidden this tree to you only to prevent you from becoming angels or immortals. So, He uncovered a sawat. So what does سوءات mean? In Arabic سوءات means هي كل ما هي السوءات؟ هي كل عمل أو فعل أو منظر قبيح تتقزز منه النفس. So سوءات means every action or a scene or appearance that's caused disgust in people when they see it. So in this verse we have آية الله سبحانه وتعالى يقول لنا فوسوس لهما الشيطان ليبدي لهما ما وري عنهما من سوآتهما. الله يبين لنا أن الغرض من الوسوسة أن يبدي لهما السوآت المخفية، وقد وقع هذا لأن الله سبحانه وتعالى قال فلما ذاقا الشجرة بدت لهما سوآتهما وطفقا يخصفان عليهما من ورق الجنة. وعقب بعد ذلك بقوله يا بني آدم قد أنزلنا عليكم لباسا يواري سوآتكم وريشا ولباس التقوى ذلك خير. فالتقوى لباس يواري السوآت الباطنة، الأعمال والأفعال القبيحة الباطنة، واللباس يواري السوآت الظاهرة. So سوآت is any action or appearance or scene that is hurtful to the eyes, to witness, and can be evil. The outer sawat are the parts of the body that cause embarrassment of other people see it. And the inner sawat are the inner evil, it's such a things that we are ashamed that someone or people notice them, such as hypocrisy, envy, lie, all the bad feelings and thoughts. So Shaitan whispered to our father Adam when he was in Jannah. And Allah tells us the reason. Why did he whisper to Adam? He said the reason he wanted to uncover him. He wanted to expose him, to expose part of his body. That is embarrassing for him to show. And that's what Shaitan wants. Shaitan wants to bring out the weaknesses, to bring out the bad things through his whisper. And Allah explained to us that one of his blessings that he brought down to us clothing to cover things that we're ashamed to show. The private parts or the awrah. And in this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Anzalna, we descended clothing. What does that mean? Of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings down the rain, and the rain causes the plants to grow, the animals to eat and grow. So when we get clothes from the plants. We get clothes from the animals. So but at the same time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned us that not only we have to cover our bodies, we have to cover our inner selves. The things that we are ashamed that people will notice, again, such as hypocrisy, envy, lie, etc. And the clothing for that is through taqwa, piety, righteousness, and fear of Allah. So, anwa' as-sawat, you have sawat al-zahira, things that you don't want people to see, the private parts, etc. You have sawat akhlaqiyya, كالعري وقلة النظافة. You have سوءات فكرية, which means like الجهل. هناك سوءات أخلاقية كالكذب والمخادعة والنفاق والكبر. So the types of سوءات, there's the outside سوءات, which is like nudity and lack of cleanness. But there are other سوءات, the inner ones, that there's mental ones, like ignorance. And there is the sawat that's moral, such as lying, deceiving, hypocrisy, arrogance. So same way we revolt from looking at an ugly appearance, or dirty clothing, or weird clothing, or the way we look at a house that's in disarray. A believer also become disgusted from seeing someone speaking bad words, foul language, cheap joking, or sexual jokes, or arrogance, etc. So, and the inner one is sometimes more hurtful than the outside ones. And if you talk to a guy and he's dressed in a very nice suit and wearing designer stuff, and he starts speaking and he's speaking foul language and his jokes are bad, and you tell him, I wish you would speak the way you're dressed. Because sometimes you are disgusted by behaviors. So that's why a believer is very keen on being in good appearance, being clean, dressing nicely, dressing modestly. You don't dress in a weird way just to attract attention. You dress to present Islam through your clothing. You present Islam through the way you dress, the way you move, the way you sit, the way you talk, the way you smell. At the same time, you guard your inner thoughts. A believer is not hypocrite, is not arrogant, does not do cheap jokes or sexual jokes or rudeness. And those are more entitled to be covered than covering your outside body. How do you cover that? Cover that through piety, through the fear of Allah, understanding how to be a Muslim, understand your behavior, be in sync. A believer is in sync, outside and inside, they're on the same page. So you look at the believer, how the believer talks, how humble, the way again he sits and talks, but even when the believer is quiet, he doesn't show off on people. And he walks with ease, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described. He said, وَعِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا. The slave of the most merciful, they walk with ease, with humbleness. That's the beauty. And believers should be should worry about his appearance and look nice, same time he should also clean his heart. And you have to teach your children. Teach them the beauty of Islam. How Islam makes you a clean-cut person. How he cover you and ask you to be modest and to be clean. At the same time, teach you how to be clean from inside. How to guard your thoughts. How to guard your heart. So the believer is clean inside out. And it's our duty to show people how beautiful Islam is. Every one of us is a representation of Islam. You walk around, you want people to look at you and say, oh, look, this Muslim guy, he's dressing nice, he's smelling nice, when he talks, he's polite. We have to project a good picture of Islam. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we have brought you down clothing. And he says the clothing of righteousness is best. And again, like you look at someone who's dressed very nice, very nice, the moment they talk, you say, you lose respect for them. So the same way we want to look nice, we have to have taqwa in our behavior. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described taqwa as a garment that cover the inner sawat. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us this Quran as guidance for who? Al-Muttaqeen. He said, هَذَا الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, the pious one, the righteous one. He ordered us to have taqwa as provision when we travel. When we travel, we take provision with us. We take luggage. But he ordered us to have taqwa as the best provision. He said, وَتَزَوَّدُوا فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الزَّادِ taqwa. Have provision. The best provision when you go, anywhere you go, is to have taqwa. He made taqwa as a reason to increase your rizq, increase your blessing, and abundance of blessing. And he said, وَلَوْ أَنَّ أَهْلَ الْقُرَىٰ آمَنُوا وَاتَّقَوْا لَفَتَحْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ بَرَكَاتٍ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ. If only the people of the cities have believed and had taqwa, we would have opened upon them blessings from the heaven and earth. And lastly, he made taqwa as a reason for ease in your life. And he said in the Quran, فَأَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى وَاتَّقَى وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْيُسْرَى. As for he who gives and fears Allah and have taqwa, and he believes in the best reward, Jannah, we will ease him towards ease. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. الشيطان نزع عن أبوينا اللباس في الجنة، وهو في هذه الدار حريص على أن يفتننا حتى نتعرى من اللباس الظاهر والباطن، ولا يرضى في الآخرة إلا بأن يتسربل الناس من سرابيل جهنم، وأن يكون للناس منها مهاد وغواش. الشيطان tempted our parents, Adam and Hawa, and he removed his clothing, and he's very determined to make us uncover ourselves and show the outer and inner sawat. And he will not be satisfied until the majority of people end up in the hellfire, where they will wear garments from qatran. He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Sarabilum min qatran. It's a burning tar. He wants people to wear garments from burning tar, and until they have a bed and over them covering of fire. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, لَهُمْ مِنْ جَهَنَّمَ مِهَادٌ وَمِنْ فَوْقِهِمْ غَوَاشٌ وَكَذَلِكَ نَجْزِي الظَّالِمِينَ. They will have from hell a bed and over them covering of fire, and thus do we recompense the wrongdoers. So he wants to uncover you in this dunya, so you end up being covered in hellfire in a clothes made out of Jahannam. So the way to safety from him is through holding tight to our Islam and building your taqwa and protecting your iman and holding tight to the rule of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم طهر قلوبنا من الرياء وألسنتنا من الكذب وأعيننا من الخيانة، فإنك تعلم خائنة الأعين وتعلم ما تخفي الصدور. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مباركا مرحوما، واجعل تفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما، ولا تجعل فينا ولا معنا ولا منا شقيا ولا محروما. اللهم إنا نستعينك ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك. اللهم لا تؤاخذنا بما فعل السفهاء منا. اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين في كل مكان، انصرهم في غزة واكشف ما بهم من ضر، اشف مرضاهم وداوي جرحاهم وارحم موتاهم وتقبل شهدائهم. اللهم انصرهم على عدوهم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون، وسلام على المرسلين، والحمد لله رب العالمين.